A13 is now available for loading. I repeat, A13 now available for loading.
Hello. Happy Friday, everybody. All right. Hold on a second. Getting Instagram rolling here. Roy, thank you for the biddies. How you doing, buddy? Are you going to be hanging around tonight? I hope so. Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. Working on something a little bit different tonight because why did I just get notified that my own stream went live? That's weird. Oh, come on. Hold on. Switch accounts. Okay. Yeah, doing something a little bit different tonight. Hey, I am live. It's weird. My phone just notified me like 4 different times that I'm live, and I don't really know why. Lada, hello, how are you? Yeah, so, welcome. As you can see, I'm not working on anything really complicated right now. I figured I would chill tonight and get a pretty scene ready for the final kind of video that is going to go on my Patreon and YouTube membership for the batteries. So yeah, we're gonna build this out and do some fun stuff with it, and you guys can kind of see how I usually work through my lighting setups and stuff like that. So Should be a fun time to kind of learn some stuff. I mean, one for YouTube, one for Insta, one for Twitter. Yeah, but I don't normally get notified, which is what's kind of annoying. So I'm like, why did I get notified 3 times, let alone 0? It's Artopia. How are you doing? I'm doing good. How are you doing? Okay, so I want to set these up a little bit. So we're going to just kind of pose our batteries, because that's what we do here. Let's see. And then we're going to just kind of set some stuff up here. Let's see. Trying to think how I want to do this. I want to do this in a way that's like a little bit less, like, I don't know, a little bit more artistic, but I don't know how artistic you can get with batteries, so we're going to play with this a little bit. So if you guys are not familiar with what I'm doing right now, these batteries are the batteries from my Substance Painter for Beginners tutorial, which just finished today. The upload is on YouTube and available for your viewing pleasure. I think it was a good series. I think it was a good way to get people started on Substance Painter, so hopefully you all enjoyed that. But now I'm going to do the prep part for the next video, which, if you guys don't know, usually what I'll do for my rendering videos is I will go through and set the entire scene up, and then I will end up rebuilding it later to do the tutorial video. So it's just kind of how I normally do stuff. Let's just drag a battery over here. So we're going to just use a couple of them. I really hope this is the one that I UV'd, and I didn't even check that. Hold on a second. Modeling. The editor. Oh, thank God. Okay, good. That's the one I did. Let's see. I'm doing good, Lada. How are you? Any Jax, what's up? How are you doing? Civ XE, what are you modeling? Okay, so let me do a quick roundup, real quick again. If you guys are not familiar with it, I did 3 videos for learning how to do Substance Painter. Part 3 went live today, and that's this video. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull all of this stuff into here and kind of get the rendering scene set up and show you guys kind of how I do that. And then eventually I'm going to make a tutorial video that'll go live for like patrons and stuff like that. So keep an eye out for that too. All right, so right now that battery is like way too far inside that battery. So let's just kind of adjust this a little bit more. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and import those textures. I actually need to move them because I put them on my desktop for the tutorial and I don't want them there. Cut. Let's put those where those belong. Trying to stay somewhat organized. Let's see, personal art folder, projects, battery, source images, paste. Okay, these are 8K maps, so they're really high resolution for kind of no reason, but that's what I do. So, all right, so let's get these imported here. I'm gonna go here, select multiple maps, battery, source images, battery, select all of those, boom, and apply. And that's probably gonna go over really horribly, but let's go here. Let's see. Come on. Load up. Graph network. Okay. Sweet. How about, wait a minute. Graph network. What the hell? Where is everything? Did I even do that right? Common material properties. That's not right at all. Hold on a second. Oy. Oh, Okay, I'm stupid. Ignore me. Assign existing material. Should be that one. Let's go back here. Let's see. I know we're going to be off topic, but I've been trying to export Bifrost Mom Snow that acts like soil to Unreal. So far, I'm finding a guide that I could... So far, I'm finding the guide I could. Do you have any way to point me in a direction? NPM. I honestly don't, because I have never... Like, I've worked with Bifrost, but I have for sure never tried to pull it over into Unreal. So, unfortunately, I am not going to be a good resource for that. I wish I knew, but I do not. It would be awesome to learn about, though, once you do it, and just, like, see how you did it. Graph network. There we go. That's what I wanted. Okay. So, we need to change some stuff here. Where's my height map? In here. Point 1 should be fine. I'm going to just move this off screen over here so I can see this. Let's see. Okay, you guys can't really see my hypershade. I'm sorry. I'm not going to be doing too much work in it, though, so should be okay. Okay, cool. Beautiful. Let's set up a basic little scene here. I'm going to go ahead and save scene as battery underscore render. Save as. Hello again. What's up, Tony? How are you doing today? I'm doing good. How are you doing? Okay. So this is gonna be a little basic, but we're gonna try some stuff with this. Let's see. Dang, my boss wants a realistic landslide for an 8K experience. I might just start recording real soil falling down in post effects. Yeah. I mean, you could try. Yeah. I don't really know. I know like Unreal has some stuff baked into it, but I know a lot of people normally do that stuff outside in like Houdini and then post-process it later. Yeah, I'm not really sure how you would go about doing that from Bifrost, if I'm being totally honest, because you're talking about two different technical systems like interacting, and I just don't know. Your edit is the best. Thank you, I appreciate that. Not so great. Learning ZBrush is rather cumbersome. ZBrush is a pain in the ass, but you will get it eventually. My advice is just pick something small and kind of mess around with it and try to replicate something that you can like physically hold. And that's a really good way to like figure out how to sculpt in intricacies and stuff like that. Once you figure out the UI, though, it'll be a lot less painful. Maybe try what, Lada? Thanks, Cryptid. That's useful information. Yeah, no problem. Sorry, I don't know a ton about the effects space, unfortunately, so working on it, but I haven't used Bifrost in a while. Okay, you are going to be my key light. Key. Control D, W, T. You're gonna be my rim light. Thank you. Also, I'll be sticking by on this stream more this time. I enjoy seeing you work your magic. Hey, I appreciate that. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. All right, so this is gonna be my rim light. Whoop. Let's see. Let's get you over here. All right. Okay, so fill. Okay, got my 3 lights. So let's start playing with brightness. All right, I'm gonna pray that my machine handles this perfectly while we're on stream, but I have no idea. Okay. Renderer, Arnold. I'm gonna go ahead and let it do its caching of the textures real quick, and then we'll start going through this. Always takes a second though, especially because I'm using really high resolution maps for this one. But how's everyone doing? Anybody working on anything cool tonight? I think it's trying to run the make DX. Yeah, it's doing its thing. This part always takes the longest. I could probably save a lot of time if I exported in 4K instead of 8K, but figured why not. Why not? Oh, you know what? Hold on. It's using CPU, and I don't want to do that. Hold up. See, this is why I saved right beforehand. Today, day name. I'm not sure what that means, Lada. Working on a homework assignment, been given a room, but I have to follow my mood board, cafe, traditional artist vibes, and make sure all the textures are on point. Nice. Are you texturing in Substance Painter? Let's go over to GPU. We're not going to worry about samples just yet, so go back to Arnold now. That should be using GPU. That's so much better. Okay. All right, cool. Beautiful. So let's take a look at Area Light 1, which I hate that. Key, rim, fill. Okay, so we're gonna light up the key light a little bit here. Yeah, no, you don't do anything. Okay. I'm gonna go 5. I didn't change much. Let's go 15. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay. So. Okay. Nice, nice. Beautiful. Yes, actually, it's rather fun. I love Substance Painter. That's exactly what this tutorial was based off of for everybody that I just released. So, okay. So, a little bit of darkness there. I don't like that. So, I'm going to go ahead and do my fill lights. Let's pop you up to like, I don't know, we'll do 11. Let's go a little bit higher. 13. Okay, so I want to catch a little bit of stuff over there. These are also a little shiny for my liking, so I'm going to have to tweak the material a little bit. Okay. See how that's handling that so far. We're gonna tweak the height map a little bit too. Okay. So. All right, let's look at this. Again, guys, if you guys have questions, feel free to ask. I might not get to them immediately yet, but I'm trying. Let's see. I'm going to try to do... Let's do this. Hold on. I'm going to do split view, and then I'm going to turn you into hyper shade. Where are you? I know there's a way. Hold on a second. There it is. Except that's not what I want. Hypergraph, hyper panel, hyper shade. There we go. All right, that's what I wanted. Kind of. Okay, so let's look at miss your height. Displacement shader. I'm gonna do this actually. I'm gonna hide you for a moment. Well, no, I really can't. I mean, I can, but like, it's not gonna give me a ton of space. All right, that'll be fun. There's some good beat up batteries that look good though. Thank you, Connor. How are you doing? Good to see you. Alright, so let's go. So we gotta do two things here. So I'm gonna... let me think about how I want to do this. I'm gonna do this on one battery. I'm gonna focus on this battery right here for now. We're gonna go to displacement map. Arnold. We are going to go to subdivision type, Cat Clark. Iterations will go to 4. Should be fine. Displacement shader. We're going to bump you to 0.5 and let's see what that does. I always hate, this is one thing that I've never really understood about Arnold, but like if you adjust your height, it freaks the hell out. Okay, cool. So that was way too much. Okay. So let's go back to let's do 0.2. Just want a little bit of displacement. How's that looking? Yeah, they're looking beaten up enough. Okay, so I want to... Let's see. We're going to go... Let's see. I want my base color up here. And then I'm going to add a color correction node. Color correct. In color, we're going to go boop. And then this is going to go straight into the base color. Boop. Okay, so now we can use this to kind of color correct, which is nice. So I'm going to take the saturation down on this a bit. So you guys can see how that like kind of adds. There we go. Yeah, that's better. It was just a little too bright. Cool. All right. Did Instagram stop scrolling again? Yep. Okay. I just realized I've had the stream on mute since I joined. Ah, damn. Well, welcome back in. Thank you for the compliment on the batteries. They look pretty good. They need a little work though. I think what I'm gonna do, I want to take a look at, where's my normal? There you are. I'm gonna pull this back a little bit. 0.750. That's not doing anything, is it? Nope, it's not doing anything. Okay. Bump filter, bump value. So let's do this. Where are you? Is that you? I'm gonna pull the gain back a little bit. Okay. So that's full, so I'm gonna pull this just a tad bit. Okay. All right, so let's do, I'm gonna go back to this view. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful batteries. I think I'm gonna end up going in Substance Painter and turning down this outer kind of texture shell. It's just a little too like warpy for me, but we'll see. We will see. All right, let's go ahead and add an HDRI map. So that's the next best thing to do here. Beautiful. File. And I'm gonna browse my maps here. Let's go to my texture library. Okay. All right, textures. There we go. HDRI. Citric. I'm thinking like outdoors. I always use Citrus Orchard. It's actually like one of my favorites. Okay. That's better. That actually helped with the weird, like, warpiness a little bit, too, so not bad. Still don't like the distortion I'm getting on the height map, so I'll have to kind of adjust that a little bit. But it's looking pretty solid. Yeah. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and let's look at I'm going to look at my Megascans library that I do have. Let me see here. I'm going to go grab some water, but I did not want to say that they are coming out pretty. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, let's look at my Megascans library here. Texture library. Naturals. Ground. So I do have this nice soil texture. Slate tiled. But this is also really low resolution. Where's my Megascans? Where did I put that? Materials. Oh, here we go. Got asphalt. Asphalt might actually be kind of nice. These are both low resolution. That one's not. It just doesn't have any. Let's see. I just found all my original Midjourney things before I realized how awful it was. I don't even know why I have those saved. Let's see. Other. Did I put those in a different folder? Purchased? Megascans. I did. Okay, so that's embankment rocks. No. Is this just a rock? Okay, so these are all my different... Okay. Let's see here. Sorry, guys. I'm looking through textures to see. Do you have any tips to find a job as a 3D animator after 5 years at ESMA? I don't. Just kind of keep looking, keep applying. Reach out to places directly. So when you apply somewhere, like send an email to their hiring department and be like, hey, just wanted to let you guys know I'm interested in this position. It's just tough right now. It's hard. You can also look at freelancing. There's opportunities out there, just not a lot of them right now. I thought I downloaded more Megascans than I did. I could toss together a dirt material real quick, I guess. How do I want to do this? I want to think of like how I want to set this scene up. I have plenty of dirt, like texture assets I could use in Substance Painter, but I don't want to know what to do. Let's see. Sad all the jobs disappear. Thank you, by the way. Yeah, you're welcome. I know it's tough right now, but hopefully you'll find something. How do I want to do this? I've got all these substance assets I've got. Let's see. Do I have sand? I do have sand. I have a lot. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Okay. Viewport. Save scene. I always hate how it does this. I'm going to actually turn that off for camera. And I'm going to hide that because it drives me nuts. Drives me nuts. You streaming tonight, Roy? Okay. Movie editor. I can't have the shell go across, but I can divide it. Alright, we're gonna make a real quick, super high resolution thingy mahickey. Actually, hold on. Get, set. Okay, that should be solid. Close that. File. Let's export selection. Better scenes. Dirt. I'd say try to go to events, do some networking, just talk to as many people as you can. That is also another great option. If you do have events near you, obviously go to them. It sucks for me because like I don't have events near me. I wish I did, but I have to like travel further to go to them. But that is an awesome tip. Yeah. What's up, Michael? How you doing? What you working on? I'm gonna open up Substance Painter real quick here. Where'd you go? There you are. I did an early stream today because I didn't want to stream till 9 o'clock at night. All right, so we're gonna do a new scene. Talk road, that's fine. Projects, battery. I'm gonna go into scenes, dirt. I'm gonna go 4K, hit OK. Don't you dare give me a UV error. Okay, cool. Just bake it real quick. Cancel bake. Hold on. Now we can bake it. Finished midterms, so it's back to working on the black hole. Nice, cool. How'd your midterms go? And how's the black hole going? This isn't hyper important to do, but I'm doing it anyway. Okay. Turn to painting mode. So let's go here. What I'm gonna do... What did I just do? Okay. Let's go for rough, lumpy sand. No? Alright, I'll do this, actually. Let's do this the proper way. Add resources. Paste. Rough, lumpy sand. Okay. Okay. Sure. What do you look like? University tutor, used to work in game industry for about 20 years and met most people from events. Yeah, that's fair. I've met a lot of people on social media too. Like, it is a good place to meet them. Okay, so that is not working for me. So let's take a look at this. I like this. I just don't like the mapping here. So let's go. We're gonna do triplanar. That should fix up those seams. Much better. Okay. Cool. So that's just very flat. So let's take a look at height. Okay. Don't know why it didn't have height to begin with, but we got it now. An error occurred while recording. I wasn't recording. Did my stream just drop? Crap. Am I still live? What just happened? Can you guys see me right now? Oh no. Okay, click to unmute. No, I think I'm good. We're still here. Okay, that's weird. Oh, Instagram died. Why did Instagram die? Give automation to go with the ATOM app. Okay. Oh, it came back. Damn it. Okay. I don't know what just happened. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to kill the stream on Instagram apparently. End live video. Discard video. Discard. Live video. Streamcast. Back to lighting and rendering. Okay, back to lighting and rendering. Public. Next. Copy the stream. Paste that there. Hit OK. Go live. Oh, cool. That's what happened. Okay. Well, I guess I'm done streaming to Instagram. That kind of sucks. Yeah, that app has just completely died. That's weird. Whoa, there goes OBS. Shit. Nice. Okay, I think I'm back. OBS just crashed really badly. Yeah, it looks like I didn't. Okay, I think I'm good. Man, why are you breaking stuff? Dude, I don't know, man. Stuff just breaks. Insta broke. I know, I'm working on it. That was on my machine for some reason. It, like, just froze up. Let me fix this. Live video. Control, alright. Stream crashed. I'm back. That was weird. I've never actually had that happen, so cool. Maybe I should update that app. Or maybe Instagram just hates me. I don't really know. There we go. It's coming back. Oh, geez. What did I just do? Okay, go live. Okay. All right, we back. We back. Let me know. Today, Matt said, oh no, there goes OBS. That happens all the time. I love how you clearly go. Well, so what's funny is the screen went white, but I noticed I was still like moving and talking. And then I killed OBS because one second. So yeah, no, I mean, it was like working and then it just died. So that was kind of weird. From what I've heard people very loudly say, do not update OBS. So I have a very strict kind of rule set that I follow with OBS. I don't update it until the version has been out for a little bit. So I usually wait 3 to 4 months, sometimes 6 months, and then I'll do an update. But also then I still rarely update. Okay, so we're going to try this again now. File. Let's save this real quick, just in case I need to edit this. Battery. I'll just save it in the space soon. Dirt. Save. Okay, so we're gonna go save that. I will export this in a high resolution format as well. We'll just keep going. Yeah, thanks for hanging around, everybody. I'm glad the stream didn't like totally die. It only died on Instagram, which at this point, Meta can just go somewhere. Somewhere red and hot. Export textures. Do. Battery. Source images. Dirt. Okay. And select the folder, and then should I do 8K? Yeah, fuck it. Why not? Why not? Hariam, good morning. How are you? Don't let the Zuck hear you say that. You know what? They can give me crap when they actually pay me to post on Instagram. We'll put it that way. I was just actually talking with my wife about it. I've made a grand total in the 2 years that I've been doing Instagram. I've made $4. That's crazy. It's actually wild. So I will be very vocal about not enjoying Meta. Hot damn, I know, I'm rich. Absolutely rich. Potatoes. Why are you saying potatoes on Instagram, Sharky? How much does Twitch give you? It varies. I don't make a ton of money off Twitch because that relies heavily on subs. But as far as like ad revenue goes on Twitch, I've probably made like this year maybe $5. Oh look, cheap viewers on Twitch. Buy. Why can't I ban you? Ban user. Be gone, bot. Thank you. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I don't make a lot of money off Twitch or Instagram or Facebook for that matter. I'm gonna Discord that. YouTube's pretty good though. I like YouTube. Okay. So we need to do substance. I'm gonna import these materials, select maps, go back, source images, dirt. Oh, right. I used UDIMs. Select. That should be everything. Apply. Maya's gonna have an aneurysm for a minute. Alright, design material, surface 2. Let's go back to our split mode. Ooh, that's hideous. Graph network. Alright, so if you guys were curious on how you do UDIMs, you guys go in here and you turn them on. It's a beautiful thing. And then you listen to your computer go burr. I want to start learning 3D and texturing, but I don't know where to start. All right, Hariam. So depending on what software you choose, that's going to be kind of like your main kind of first decision you have to make. But if you choose to do the Maya route and you're a student, you can get it for free. If not, there's Blender. But if you want to learn texturing, I recommend Substance Painter. It's pretty decently affordable per month. If you can buy it outright on Steam, it's even better. I have 3 Substance Painter like beginner tutorials that will walk you through the whole thing. What I'm working on right now is actually part of my Substance Painter tutorial, so there's that option. But just start playing. Just find a silly tutorial to start with, and just start kind of messing around, getting used to moving around in 3D. You'll like it. You'll like it a lot. Okay, I just need to make sure that I just did that right, because I don't think I did. Hold on a second. No, I didn't. God damn it. Give me the file. UDIMs. Alright, so we're going to go back. Also, just... Thank you. God. Okay. Let's save the scene real quick. This is going to take a hot second. Arnold. What makes you want to get into 3D, Ariam? And have you done any like other art beforehand? You want to do Maya? Okay, cool. So, with Maya, there's a 30-day free trial, so you could do that. There is Maya Indie. You can also do that option. It's $300 a year. Or if you're a student, you can get it for free. I recommend if you can do the student thing, do it. I finished my 12 now. I directly want to get in 3D. I finished my 12 now. What do you mean by 12? I'm not sure what that means. This black hole makes me want to crawl into a black hole. Yeah, I imagine. That looks like it's probably not very fun to make. I'm waiting for it to build a TX file, so this usually takes a second. Class. Oh, okay, class. So you're still in school. Yeah, awesome. So you can go to Autodesk website and then apply for a student license. You just have to upload a photo of your, what do you call it? Your student ID. And they should give you a student license, and you can work off of that. I think that's how it is. It's been a long time since I've done it, but yeah. And then if you're interested, I've got a ton of tutorials on my YouTube channel. There is a fan tutorial that shows you how to build this really cool kind of copper desk fan. You can start that off. That'll teach you a lot of the basics and then a lot of the kind of like advanced features as well. That also goes into Substance Painter. If you want to take it that far, you totally can, but there's a good chunk of information on my YouTube if you want to take a look at that. Big fan from the UK. God, I can't speak. Big fan from the UK. Love your videos. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. As a student, they link it to your school email. Ah, so that's different. Didn't used to do that. But then again, I grew up not having student emails, so that's new. High school in Europe. Oh, okay. Thanks, Felipe. Maybe I shouldn't have used 8K. That's fine. Is it doing something? Yeah, it's doing something. I don't want to go through college. That's understandable. I don't necessarily recommend college for 3D. Trying to think of what else you could do. I don't know. Is anyone in chat from Think Tank? Do you guys get licenses through Think Tank? That's a good option. It's cheaper than college, at least. Depending on your school, mine does the same, but Autodesk seems to be finicky with the school emails. That's interesting. I wonder why. Is that a good option? I think going to college right now for 3D is kind of a rough choice. The industry's kind of rough, and so I think if you can learn it offline, if you can learn it outside of school, then I would do that. I think, honestly, if we're talking about it, right? If your option is to go to college or to buy Maya and learn off the internet, you can spend thousands of dollars to go to college, or you can buy Maya Indie for $300 a year and learn. I recommend that because now with the internet the way it is, it's actually a lot easier to learn this stuff. And so you can kind of do self-exploration and figure things out yourself before you decide that you need more classes. And if you do decide you need more classes, it opens the doors to things like mentorships. You can do online schools like what do you call it? I'd say CGMA, but they're not a thing anymore now. Think Tank. There's options. There's a lot of better options than going to like a traditional college. I personally regret going to a traditional college, and that is what I did. If you have a university email, you can use it for Autodesk after finishing studies, but I believe that you won't be able to have some years later. That's probably, yeah, I imagine it'll get terminated at some point. Anim School. I vaguely recall hearing about that one. Hold on. Is that a thing? Let's see. Anim School. Let's take a look here. I have seen these guys before. Let's see. I want to know what they cost. animschool.edu. Animschool, let's see what Animschool costs. Because this is just kind of a good thing to do and like break down. Let's see. Animschool cost. Let's see. How much does the Animschool cost? You can pay upfront per term class $16.40, or you can pay monthly $5.40 with no extra fees. Ay. Okay, so for the full track program, it costs approximately $11,000, not including the optional Introduction to Maya course, plus a one-time one. I mean, that's not terrible. It could be much worse. So, I mean, $11,000 is still pretty expensive, but that is for sure a cheaper option. I didn't know they were that affordable. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I went to a really expensive college and I regret it, but I don't think options like this existed before. That's looking better. I don't necessarily want them sticking out of the sand like that, but okay. Let's see. Nowadays, self-learning is good. Self-learning is great nowadays. You just have to be disciplined enough to go through it. That's the biggest thing. The one thing that I always tell people is, like, if you're going to go through self-learning, just make sure that you're able to stick to like some sort of like some form of schedule, right? Let's change my music up. Why is this not minimize? Okay, there we go. But yeah, I don't really recommend traditional colleges anymore. Okay. So let's take a look at this. Let's grab my batteries. We're gonna kind of live adjust this. Because I honestly just... You can see how the displacement map's kind of working here. Okay. And I always try to tell people, like, remember, like, I am mostly self-taught, so, like, if you are looking at, like, what you can do being self-taught, like, you can go pretty far with it. I don't really count my college as detrimental to my learning for 3D, unfortunately. Alright, so let's start. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. Render, go back to viewport, file, save scene. I'm going to go ahead and support the outer edges of this real quick. This isn't going to change anything, which is kind of great, so... Of course not. Alright, that doesn't work. Let's just do this then. Because we're going to subdivide this. Alright, so... Go mesh. Smooth. Go up one division, two divisions. Alright, so let's go Arnold. Subdivision. Cat Clark. I'm gonna let it go up to about 4 extra. We'll do 3 extra divisions on this one. Same thing with this. Let's see, where are you? One of these I adjusted, yeah. So we're gonna do 3 here. Go up 1 more division on that. These should all be, nope, just that one. Okay. All right, sweet. That should be solid. I'm gonna go ahead and save this scene as battery render underscore subdiv. One second, guys. Okay. Some of the things I'm seeing with my black hole makes me go, that would make a great poster, but it sucks for an animation. I mean, yeah, most of that stuff gets comped anyway. Your Maya tutorial really helped a lot. Good, I'm glad. I desired to give 4 years for self-learning. Okay, yeah. That sounds like a good plan. All right, let's see how badly this tanks my machine. I'm actually really curious. Oh, yeah. Not really using much of my GPU, so that's fine. I gotta wait for it to load everything up. This is why I don't usually do this stuff live, just so you guys don't have to sit here and just like wait. Because like a lot of the times what I'll do is I'll set this up and I'll go like walk away for a minute. Actually wondering. Is Maya okay? Did you crash? Oh my god, I left DaVinci Resolve running. Oops. I wondered why I was using all my memory. And Affinity Photo and task. Go away. Give me more resources, please. Okay, there we go. Goodbye, it's my bedtime. All right, sounds good, Hariam. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, that's definitely an oopsie. That was using a lot of system resources. What is it doing? Is Maya doing anything? Not really. It's thinking about it. I think I went a little too crazy on the subdiv. Yeah. I'm gonna give it like 3 more minutes before I just kill it. Thinking about doing something. Yep, it is definitely thinking about it, but is it doing anything? Probably not. Processes, Maya, what you doing? Have you errored out yet? No, it's actually still working. Let's see. How do you plan out self-learning structure to make the most out of it? So the easiest way, and I've been thinking about doing a video about this, honestly, because it is kind of a lot to think about, right? Like, you have to kind of establish, like, what it is you want to do. The way that I did it when I started, because, like, you guys have to remember, I started in high school. So, but when I started in high school, the teacher that was teaching us was just an architectural teacher, so he already didn't really know, and we all just kind of learned together. So we did a couple of tutorials out of books and stuff. So what I would recommend is first opening up like your app, like choosing what app you want to go with, right? If you're going to do Blender, if you're going to do Maya, like whatever the app that you chose is, to open it up and just play with it. Go around, click things, see what happens, see what does what. If you can find a tutorial that is like a very core beginner tutorial on just how to do like 3D movement in general, that's an awesome way to get started, but get used to moving in the viewport. After that, you can start modeling very simple things. And so the idea is to come up with very simple, easy projects to start with. So for instance, since we're waiting for Maya to do anything right now, I can kind of go over this. So we'll go art. This is all my original work here. I refuse the donut, as you should. So beginning projects. So this was one of my first 3D models I ever made. All I did was kind of adjust a couple of things, play with deforming some planes, and that was the first kind of thing I did. I played with some textures. That's kind of it. And so the idea is find some simple things that you can do and start playing with it and just adjusting and working on things. So after that, it was like near October, so we did pumpkins and stuff. This was actually one of the tutorials that we did. Just basic, simple stuff. And then you can start getting into the other thing. The issue that I see with a lot of people is that they always try to do too much too quick. And so they end up frying themselves and just kind of burning out entirely. So going simple. And then when you want to start going a little bit more complex, start playing with other shapes. Like this was all very simple shapes. None of this was really adjusted or changed much. And you just kind of start and play with things. And once you have the feel for it, like once you kind of have it, right? That's when you can start looking at more complex things. So that's when you can kind of choose your first project and be like, okay, you know, I wanted to make a Terminator. So this was my first Terminator, right? It's awful. It's terrible, but this was a finished project for me. So I went through and learned different things and kind of figured stuff out and just kind of experimented. And so when you're just starting, make crappy stuff. Make things that suck, because that's how you're going to learn how to refine your process. And then from there, you can start figuring out what it is you need to do. So if you decide that you want to be an animator, right? Start looking at base animations. So like your base beginner animations. Because like, I think there's like 7 of them that you want to master. It's like the ball bounce, a couple different things. And then from there, you can start breaking down and planning. And so the idea is that you're doing something with 3D every single day. Something, whether it's 30 minutes or an hour, you want to start immersing yourself and challenging yourself and pushing yourself forward and doing more complex projects. And so at that point, you can start to establish where you want to go with it. Do you want to specialize? Do you want to be a generalist? And that's kind of one of the biggest decisions, because that's going to take you down whatever path you need to start learning. And then it just becomes scheduling. Like, you got to schedule time for yourself to learn this stuff, because if you just say, well, I'm going to self-teach myself, that sounds stupid, but I'm going to do self-taught, right? If you decide to just do that, but you have no plan for it, you are not going to accomplish anything. So build a calendar, work on things, give yourself deadlines if you can. Deadlines are super helpful. One of the first things I did was I made sure that like I had a deadline when I started doing social media stuff. My deadline was I was going to finish the Project 77 ship that year. So like that year I decided to start with this guy. Where are they? Which this is just last year. So like this is pretty recent memory stuff for me. Where did I put the glasses? I don't know where I put them. I don't think I even have them in here. That's weird. I don't know where that went. Well, anyway, if you're on my Instagram, you can see it. But I started with a pair of sunglasses. And then that entire year, I worked up to finishing this guy. Not that guy. This guy. So that was my goal for the year. I told myself that I would spend a year streaming, creating content, and just trying. And that was my end goal. And that is how I got there. And so you spend time every day, track your hours, give yourself something to motivate you a little bit, and keep doing projects. I did a total of, I think it was like 9 or 10 projects last year that allowed me to get to this point. So that's kind of the core of it all, is you have to build some way to keep yourself going, whether that's a schedule, a deadline, or just, pure tenacity. This is very inspirational. It brings me back. I'm glad it's inspirational. I know I hate looking at my old work because I'm like, oh my God. But like even when I went to college, right? Like this was my work coming out of college. Like it's not great. My textures are horrible. Like none of it was good. But you just keep learning. You just keep growing. I bit off more than I could chew, and I started making animations way too early, and now years later, I'm still learning super simple things that blow my mind. Yeah, that's kind of what I did. Like, in the grand scheme of things, if I look at it, like, I tried to do crazy stuff when I was still learning. And so one of the projects we tried to do in high school was we tried to build Las Vegas, but we wanted to destroy Las Vegas. We wanted it to be like Las Vegas was hit by a meteor and it was just destroyed. And so I was building buildings with different floors and rooms and stuff like that. And we were building models that were so heavy, we never got anything accomplished. We never did anything with it. The project died. It was a complete waste of time. And I made a habit of doing that throughout my entire life until about recently. It's why I did projects like, let's see. Here's a good example. Never finished this thing. This was one of my, like, I think this was like 2019, 2018. Never finished this project because I bit off so much. I didn't understand what I was doing. And I never finished it. And so that's definitely a really good, like, point of view is, like, don't bite off more than you can chew. That sounds insane. Yeah, it was. For kids that were doing it for 2 years, yeah, it was insane. It shows how far you've come along. Yeah. That's the only thing I do enjoy about, like, looking back at my stuff, because, like, I can see how far I've come. You know, this was one of my first sculpts. Oop. Go back. I did this in Mudbox way back in the day. So there's a lot of, like, old stuff that I keep on. And that's the other thing too, is, like, if you're just starting, I'm going to tell you right now, save everything you make. Every last bit of it, because you are going to want to look back at it, and I am missing half of the shit that I did. I'm very happy I was able to get most of this stuff back, because I lost a lot of stuff. Keep track of everything. It's always cool to be able to look back. Okay, I think Maya has crashed, so we're going to do this. I'm going to just kill it, because I bit off way more processing power than I should have, and we're going to restart it. I like to look back on my work and remember the experience of learning. Yeah, I think learning is a really fun thing to look back on. A lot of people hate, like, going through the process of learning, but I love looking back on it. That's one of the reasons why I started doing social media too, was to keep track of, like, my progress throughout the years. Because, like, you can kind of do that with ArtStation, but ArtStation, you tend to try to, like, cater your portfolio and make it, you know, make it presentable. And so that's always, like, something that you have to be careful with on ArtStation. So I thought Instagram was a good place to do that. And, you know, I built a really cool following from it, so it was kind of a win-win. Let's see. We're going to turn this subdivision down on these a lot, because I went a little too crazy. I'm just going to... No, not 31. Oh, my God. Okay. I'm going to save that now. Now let's try it. There we go. That's better. Just a little bit too much. Okay, yeah, that's totally better. Okay, cool. Okay. That's too much, in fact. It's so good it's too much. Alright, so let's go. Render viewport. Material attributes. Ah, God. Where's my hypershade? I think I closed it. Come here. Screw it. I'll just do this. I wish I could stream multiple monitors. That would make this really, like, nice. Okay. Like, I could, but it would be kind of a pain in the ass to set up. Let's look at you. Displacement shader, 0.1. We're going to pull you down to, like, 0.010. Enter. I really don't need that much displacement. That's better. I don't know, let's see. I want it to come up a little bit more than that. I don't like that. Actually, you know what? Here's what I'm gonna do, because at this point it's getting kind of stupid to have to like constantly refresh that. Let's do, we're gonna go to my rendering window. I'm gonna set up a camera real quick. Look through the camera. I'm gonna put it right there. Okay. Perspective. I'm gonna open up that renderer again. We're rendering GPU, so it should be pretty quick. Alright, cool. So those are floating way too much. Let's see. Oh, you know what I could... Oh, no, I can't, because I'm using a separate machine to render. Or to stream. Yeah, that's fine. We're going to do that. I'm going to save that for right now. And then just minimize that, I guess. Let's go back to the hypershade. Why did that get moved? That's weird. Go here. No. Displacement. So let's go. We're gonna try. We'll go midway, 0.50. Just go up in increments of 10 to see how we can better get to where I want to be. That didn't change anything. Really? Do I have to reopen it every time I change the displacement? That's going to be so frustrating. Yep. Okay, so 0.50 is way too much. So let's try 0.35. Let's do 30. Nope. I don't know what it is with Maya and displacement shaders. It just does not work well with them. Okay, 35 is probably okay. Alright, so now we're going to do another little trick here. I'm going to go ahead and save the scene. Let's do displacement attributes, auto bump, volume attributes. Now there is a way, if I remember correctly, to display it in the viewport. I just don't remember how. Kentland Clark. Maybe there wasn't. All right, well, we'll just do it the other way then. I will just close this out. I'm gonna go and render Arnold. Thank you very much for the information. You can still make videos on this topic to help upcoming artists and creators. Yeah, absolutely. I will. I try to find different ways to make videos to like help people, so. Alright, so you get rotated down a little bit. It's in displacement preview for viewport view. Oh, is that where it was? Hold on a second. Let's do that real quick. It's in displacement preview for viewport view. Or are you talking? Wait, you're talking here. Hold on. I remember I used it once. I just don't remember where the hell it was. Hold on. I don't usually use this much displacement. That would actually be a really good Maya quick tip now that I think about it. Apply displacement map, blah, blah, blah. An object shape node under the smooth mesh section, enable displacement preview. Oh, okay. Ah, preview. Okay. Found it. Been a hot second. Okay, so let's go here. The question is that going to work for an AI standard surface shader? Because I don't think it's going to. Yeah, that's not liking that at all. Because technically it needs to be using Arnold. Let's see if Arnold has a way for that, because that works if you're using a regular, let's see, viewport 2.0, better sense. Do the following in an object shape node. Smooth mesh, enable displacement preview, press Alt 3. Open subdiv, okay, wait a minute. Hold on. I think I might just have to configure it to do it. So let's do this. Feature displacement. Open subdiv controls. That's fine. Maya Camel Clark. Camel Clark, crease all. Displacement map, feature displacement. Yeah, hold on. Maya, Arnold. Displacement Arnold for Maya. Curious. It looks like they want you to use the GPU editor for it, but I don't want to do that. Zero scalar displacement value. Oh, here's an actual, let's see. I have to look that one up because I'm not really sure. I'll have to spend some time with that. But for now, I could just work in the render view. It's not a big deal. Well, did you, Brandon? Thank you. I appreciate it. Is work slow? Alright, so we're gonna just, I'm gonna figure out how to do Arnold preview displacement because I feel like that should be an easy thing. These look like shit right now. Hold on. Okay, so let's pull that back. Turn that off. I'm gonna go over here and let's see how we're doing so far. Oh, wow. Well, that's good. I'm glad you're getting a break. It's definitely needed for you. All right, let's see how that works. There we go. Oh, that battery's just floating in space. Perfect. Okay. No, don't select that. Okay. I guess technically I could turn the... Let's... Alright. We're going to go ahead and start kind of setting up the camera a little bit. This guy, though, I want to turn... Let's see. Let's go back into view. Yeah, we'll use a different background because that's just not going to work. That's alright, though. I think it's in the smooth mesh section. Okay, let's take a look real quick. Because I'm actually curious. Like, that should be... It's going to be up top. Yeah, it is there. The problem is I don't know if it knows how to work with an Arnold material, and that's the problem. Because I did... Let's see. Subdivision. Yeah, it doesn't like that. Hmm. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's just the fact I'm using a plane. I'll have to... I'm gonna put that on my list as my quick tip. It's been a while since I did anything displacement related. Yeah, that's a different one because like I don't usually use that much displacement. Like I'll usually like model that in, but I figured this would be a fun way to kind of like experiment with it. So I'll figure that out. All right, let's look through the camera, and we're gonna go render Arnold. Break is very much needed. I'm gonna try to read a bunch. Nice, do it. Okay, that is rendering? Yeah. Okay. My issue, I guess? Yeah. Quick question, how often will you be streaming? So I stream every Monday and Friday, usually, and then sometimes I'll toss an extra one in there for whatever reason. But yeah, so I stream every Monday, Friday. Sometimes I miss Mondays, sometimes I miss Fridays. I try to stay to a consistent schedule as much as possible, but that's usually when I'm live. Okay. The sand is bothering me, so I'm gonna color correct it real quick. Do I still have it open? Yeah, I do. Okay, so let's look at this. Again, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna do a color correction node. Correct. You can use both AI color correct and this color correct. It doesn't really matter. I just always use this one. Base color. And Maya's gonna freak out. And now I'm going to adjust that a little bit. Oh my god, come here. Okay. I'm gonna pull the saturation down a little bit. That's not what I want. I just want to like pull the gain down a bit. There we go. Yeah, it was looking too like bright. Definitely going to be checking out your streams more often. Nice. Well, I appreciate it, and thank you so much for joining me when you do join me. After many months, I'm again back to your stream. I missed you a lot. What's up, Ratry? How are you? Do you use HDRI for the lighting? Yeah, so the map that you see behind the batteries right now is HDRI, but there are still regular lights. So you can kind of see, watch, I'll show you guys how this works. So if I go into my rendering editors, we're going to go to the light editor. Why did you open up that way? That's terrible. Shoot. There we go. Okay, so I have these lights, right? So I can turn these off. And you can see kind of the change here. So if I solo this run, this is my fill light. So this is the light coming in from the right side of the screen. And then I can turn that off, and I can solo just the key light. So here's the key light. That's going to be providing the most front light. And then you have your rim light, which currently isn't really doing anything. So let's make it do something. Why are you not doing anything? Oh, that's why. I thought that was like 13. 15. Okay, let's... I actually hate that. I don't like that. There we go. That's a little bit better. This is just too bright for me. But yeah, so I'll use a combo of lights and then an HDRI for the scene. I actually mentioned your channel to a few of my professors, and they followed you a couple of days ago. Nice. That's cool. I've met a lot of educators through doing this, which is cool. Okay, so I need a background. I need like a really good background. Let's see. Like an 8K high resolution desert image. Oh god, these are all color corrected to hell. That's Adobe stock. That's kind of a cool one. I need royalty free because I want to make sure I'm not stealing from anyone. Free desert stock photo. This might work. Let's try this. Oh, hey, that's even better. I love that. What resolution is this? Why is it? Oh my god. All right, hold on. I despise the new image formats that they use on the internet because nothing supports them. So I always have to convert them. Battery, images, save. Let me open this up in Paint. Fun fact, Microsoft Paint does support them and will convert them. Save as, just do a PNG, save. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Damn it. Save as JPEG. Let's go here. Right here. Battery, images, save. I didn't even see what resolution this is. I hope it's high resolution. What is that? Okay. Oh, that sucks. That's fine. All right, so render viewport. Let me switch to perspective. And then we're going to create a real quick backdrop here. I should probably minimize so I can see if anyone's messaging. Let's see. Are we good? We good? No, we're good. Do you use Blender as well? So I have been kind of playing with and learning Blender. I've got like 2 videos on my YouTube, like learning Blender, if we can call that learning. Not my favorite tool, but I'm getting used to it. I mainly use Maya though. Maya is kind of like my bread and butter. So I'm going to pull this back a little bit. Just make that a little bit bigger. Okay, so let's do... It's been a while since I've actually used a backdrop, so this is going to be a painful process for me. You can use a Chrome extension to do that. Oh, interesting. I should try that because I hate it so much. Let's see, we're gonna... Oh, it didn't open up in the right project. That's weird. Battery. Images. There you are. Okay, so let's see how bad this looks. Hopefully not. Camera 1. Really, it doesn't matter either because it's going to be blurred. So, Arnold. Gotta love the new format. I know, it's terrible. It's called Save Image as Type. That's nice. Oh, hey, that's great if we're in the upside down. Alright, so we need to adjust that. No specular. And then, let's think about this. Okay. So, same thing here. We can now color correct this a little bit. Just trying to find like the right combination of scaling to make this not look like trash. Okay. So let's go ahead and graph this guy. I'm actually going to break the color. Not color, correct. Color correct. We're going to go out color and out color. I used to be so terrified. Like when I first started doing 3D stuff, Maya's Hypershade terrified the shit out of me, but I am so much better with it now. Yeah, that sounds super useful. I'm gonna have to take a look at that because, like, I would really enjoy not saving like AVIFs and what's the other horrible one that they use? The WebPs. Okay, so we're gonna do a color offset. Just try to like. Okay. Pull the saturation back a little bit. I want to gain. Can I go? Yeah, I can. Okay, cool. Sweet. So just a little bit of bumping. Not bad. Cool. And you could barely tell that there's a horizon line, so that's awesome. I'm gonna save this now. This is what I enjoy. I enjoy doing stuff like this. All right, so my fill light. Let's take a look at adding a little bit of color to the scene. Actually add some sky. Okay. Cool. All right, so I need to figure a couple of things out now. One, I need to figure out where my focal point is. So my focal point is probably going to be this battery right here. I can barely see it. 25.447. So we're going to set up some depth of field now. Camera. 25.447. That's hopefully right. Aperture size, we're going to just do nice 35. Or no, aperture size needs to be 0.8. Aperture blades, we can just do 8. Blade curvature, we'll do 25 degrees. And then that should be fine. And we'll enable depth of field and see what we got. All right, that looks awful. Not terrible, but not great. A little too blurry. Okay. How long have we been streaming? An hour and a half-ish? Yeah, hour and a half, so cool. Let's keep toying with this. I think I'm gonna punch the aperture size a bit. I want to pull in more information. Yeah, that map is just obscene. Like, it's really degrading the look of these, and I'm not super happy with it. I don't know. I might have to tweak that later in Substance, but let's see. What song is that? That song's copyrighted. Gotta be careful. Minimize. Okay, cool. Think. Let me chat back up. All right. So this is actually working pretty good. So we've got the blur in the background, got the nice kind of like frontal blur. I wanna tweak that. I'm not in love with that graph network. Let's look at my color correct node. Color gain. Okay. I'm curious what happens if I take that displacement and I turn it to 0. I feel like I'm gonna have to go into Substance and remove that warping on the back. Let's do 0.80, enter. It's gonna freak the hell out because it doesn't know how to do that. This song is bumping. This song is one of my favorites. I actually found it a long time ago when I did video game streaming. It's called Saturday Night's Alright for Dying by Backing Track. What? Oh, shoot. Looks kind of cool, right? That's not what I wanted. I wondered why it looked like that. That's terrible. Slightly better. They're almost too shiny. I wonder if I can... Let's see. Where's my... Is the emissive even doing anything? No, it's not doing anything. That map is dead. Metallic. Okay, so I'm going to... Let's do this. I'm going to unplug my metallic. No. JK. Roughness, where are you? There you are. Okay, so we're going to make this pop. There we go. Alright, that's the one I want. So, break you. I'm sorry you guys can't really see this, but I can show you... Let me show you what I'm doing, basically. So, all I'm doing is I'm adding these color correct nodes in between. And they basically allow me to kind of go through and fix any issues I'm having. So we need this to go into... Sorry. Out alpha needs to go into roughness. That should be normal. Yeah, so these basically just give me additional controls now. So I can go into this color correct. And you can see kind of how shiny the battery is right now. I can actually take that, just completely remove the saturation or any of that. And I'm trying to use this to... It's actually not doing what I wanted to do. That might be... Oh, you know what I did wrong? Hold on. Out color, in color. Should be giving me the tweaking that I want, but it's not. Is that going to specular color? Hold on. No, that's not right. I do have a question ZBrush related. Sure. What do you got? I will try to answer it. I will probably do it wrong, but... Okay, this is not working the way I wanted it to. Oh, no, alpha needs to go to... specular roughness. Let's just go into here. And we're going to just pull the weight down a bit. I need something to control that. Hold on. Value. No, that's not what I want. Let's see. Roughness, round corners, AI pass through. Let's look at AI. Arnold. Add, attain, bump, cache, clamp, distance, composite, divide, flakes. That should be reducing the glossiness. Yeah, it's not. I gotta figure out why. I've heard the term Dynamesh. I bring the model into the program, click edit, make Polymesh 3D, and I edit. When do I start using Dynamesh? So the way I kind of learned it... No, hold on. I'm going to answer your question in 1 second. Instagram just killed my stream because it's been an hour. The way that I kind of learned it was basically use Dynamesh for your main, like, form. So, like, when you're doing, like, your base sculpting, so all of your main large forms, you can use Dynamesh for. And then eventually you want to convert that Dynamesh into a Polymesh. And then that's when you'll start doing your, like, really small forms. That's the way I was told. I don't know necessarily if that's true, but that's the way I usually work. Back live. Just killed the stream. I hate having to do this every single day because it sends so many like unnecessary notifications to people. I just feel like it's a waste. It also probably doesn't help that my light is just blasting this thing, so I might pull that back a little bit. In fact, let's do this. Hold on. Before I screw with the material itself, let's try some stuff with lighting. I'm going to go viewport, go back to perspective. I'm going to add an overhead light here. How long has it been going? Wait, hello sir, how you doing? It's been a long day since seeing you. I'm doing good. How are you doing, Gotham? I'm doing quite well. So I'm gonna do like an overhead light. This is gonna be our sky. I usually like to do this because it kind of helps me tone the scene down a little bit. So let's go back to where we are. Arnold. Overall, though, it's looking pretty good so far. Quite happy with it. Why is stream having cutting issues? I don't know. Is anyone else having issues? Is it doing... Hold on. It looks like it's running fine. I'm fine. Okay, yeah, Gotham, maybe it's your internet? I'm not really sure. Alright, so we're going to look at this area light. This is our sky. I haven't been paying attention, so I don't see the cutting. Now it's okay. Previous stream. Oh, the previous stream. Yeah, I had my OBS crashed. We're going to do like a sky blue here. It's not going to change anything just yet, though. Okay, we'll go exposure of 10. And let's just start dragging it up until we see a result that we like. Okay, and I'm going to pull my key light back a little bit. Yeah, that key light was just a little too heavy. Alright, so let's do this. Where is... There you are. Control D. T. Okay, a little bit better. Thank you for the info. It helps. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, I think Gotham was talking about like the earlier stream dropping, but that's totally fine. Okay. That battery's floating. It's still kind of floating. Now it's too far. It's like a fine line. There we go. Oh, it's floating on the back. Damn it. I just want you to not hover. Come on. There we go. Okay, that's better. Okay. I love the background song. That last song, what was that? Hold on. What was that? Not that one. No copyright sounds, freedom. Cool. All right. Oh. I'm trying to think of what I want to like add to this scene. I could add like a bush in the background, like a tumbleweed or something. Do I have any plants? Let me see if I have any plants. The scene needs color, but like desert color, not like luscious, beautiful color. So let's see. Purchased plants. Dried. I did buy these. I swear if you say you don't have plants, we're gonna have a word. No, I got plants. Plants are tough because like most people use another software now called SpeedTree, and I don't have that. I can try to use these. I'm not a huge fan of the way they look, but they might look okay blurred in the background. So let's go viewport. Perspective. So let me drag this in here. I'm going to save this because this is looking great so far. Dried vegetation. And that's why. Okay. Which one of you? Oh, God, I hate it so much. Okay. This is why I don't like dealing with this stuff. This is also why I don't do environments, because I can't. Let's see. Textures. These are also Fong textures, so that's just not going to work at all. What's this big one? What is this? Dried number 9. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to drag these over here. I'm going to drag you over here. We're going to look at this one. We need desert plants. I know. Oh no. Alright, assign new material. We're going to do new material, shader, standard surface. This is going to be dried _9. These are not my plants. I did not make these. So I'm sorry if they look like crap. Dried number 9. Where's the alpha? Oh my god, I never made an alpha for that one? Oh, shoot. Hold on. What is this one? That's not what I wanted. Okay, that's what we're using. Screw it. Dried 1. So we're going to change this to dried number 1. Material attributes. I hate this. All right. I hate dealing with plants. I really need to build... What I need to do is build out my asset library and just put all of the plants in there. Is this dried number 1? What are your material attributes? Yes, you are. Okay. Assign existing material. Dried 1. Material attributes. Let's get an alpha loaded in here. For opacity. Control C. Control V. Enter dried 1 alpha. Okay, so this one I can move over here now. If you ever wondered what plants in video games look like, this is what they look like. Like garbage. Thanks for your help as well. Hey, I will be taking a break from my station, but it was great to tune in your station. Yeah, of course. Have a good one. I more prefer desert plants. Why? I like green, leafy, beautiful plants. I hate desert plants. This actually needs to be kind of larger. Okay. I hope this works. Let's do this. Render Arnold. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah, it'll look okay for the back, I think. Yeah, I might color correct that, though. Let's see. All right, render, panels, perspective, camera 1. Oh, yeah, perfect. Okay, this will work. It's just, it just needs a little bit of adjustment. I can't see my tool. Let's not make that look gigantic. I'm gonna try to add some scale, and then I'll add another plant in here too. Okay. Okay, so let's color correct those because that looks atrocious. Let's see. Dried number 1, graph network. Pop that out. Color correct. Out color goes into there, and color goes into base color. Okay. Sweet. So let's pull the saturation down. And this one I actually might use some hue shift on. I know it seems like I probably have no idea what it's doing, but I can kind of make out the colors. It probably doesn't come across on stream very well, but I'm basically just kind of adjusting it until I hit a color that I like. It does? Okay, cool. Just, I don't know. I'm like going for red, and then I just want to desaturate it, but maybe like that? No. Let's do this. I'm going to turn the saturation up. I was today years old when I learned that ketchup was tomato and vinegar. Yeah, that's a pretty simple little concoction. For Megascan, you can export them via Bridge into Maya. They have a couple good plans. I know, I just don't subscribe to it anymore, so I haven't downloaded any. So I get to use these crappy ones, but it's okay. This should maybe work. We'll decide if I hate it. I want to see what else I have here. Dried 1, because that one's just entirely too green. That one's kind of cool. Dried 10. What is dried 10? That's just a branch. Let's see what else I have here. Grasses. That's not what I want. Palms, forminium. What are you? Nope. Those are the really crappy plants. I think. I don't know. Let me look at my. Let's see. Let's look at my Megascans folder because I did have some plants. I think. No, I didn't. I'm gonna have to subscribe to Megascans again for a little while. I'm thinking. Because I don't necessarily like using these. Alright, we'll do 2. Let's do this. Alright, so panels, perspective. No, hold on. Okay, perspective. Okay. Dried number 2. So that should be technically this guy. 2 attributes. Yep. Okay. So what I can do is just... Oh, I minimized my chat. There we go. Welcome back, Michael. Okay, so this guy, we're going to do... assign new material, new shader, standard... This is gonna be dried 2. Yeah, cool. Where are you? Graph network. Color, file. Get this guy set up real quick. Nope. Let's see. I have more, but the problem is I didn't create alphas for them yet, so... This one might be a little too green. I hope it's not. Okay. Oh, shoot. Oh, that's the wrong material type. I hit volume. I do that all the time. I hit volume instead of surface. That's better. My bad. Alright, file. Since you can't remember, go here. Dried number 2. PNG, open. No bump mapping. Although I wonder if I threw that in there if it would help a little bit. It might. I wonder if I could... I might try that. Try 2 alpha. Open. Okay. Alright, we'll see how that does. Maybe add a rock to the scene somewhere. Yeah, the rock will do next. I do have some Megascan rocks, so I can do that easily. There might be just enough camera blur that it doesn't even... It kind of does. Let's definitely way too freaking green. Okay, hold on a second here. Color correct. Saturation down. Okay. Adding the rock. Let's go. Yeah, we're going to throw Dwayne Johnson in here. Actually claim all of their assets before they move to fab. I forgot to do that, so I kind of screwed myself there. But it's okay. I made those entirely too white. Okay. Let's see. Sky Dome, I want to pull the intensity down a little bit. And the same with my skylight. Why is there oh, shoot. It added extra lights in here. Why? That could have screwed me up. Key 1. Oh, no. I did that one. Key _02 _center. I'll just do the top of his head poking out of the dirt. Why Maya can't render animation? It can render animation just fine. You have to just render a sequence out. So when you're doing rendering, you need to be in your rendering tab. And if you go to render, you got to do render sequence and then render it out. If you're asking why it can't do video rendering, I'm not entirely sure. Never figured that out before. Those look so fake. Those ones in the background are fine, but this one over here is bugging the hell out of me. So let's do this. I'm just gonna shimmy it out of the way. Maybe. Okay. Yeah, definitely need some rocks. So let's get some rocks going in here. I go with some rocks. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna add some rocks now. Screw this. If the edge wants to be illuminated, just set my camera distance to really close. Yeah, there you go. LeBrock, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Welcome on in. Okay, so let's think about this. I'm going to turn off my grid because I'm tired of seeing it. I keep looking at these plants and I'm like, this is awful. Go away. Okay. What rocks do I have? Those I do have in Megascans. Nature, embankment, rock. What do we got? Oh, that's pretty. I like that one. All right, that's what we're using. Cool. I may not have a lot, but I have a little bit. Okay, so let's go back to viewport. If you guys can hear my bird right now, he's peekabooing. Okay. So this guy, doesn't really matter what resolution I do this in, but let's do LOD 4. I'm gonna save this file, save scene. And then I'm gonna drop this over here. I said I wasn't gonna stream till 9, but I'm like doing so well at this point that I'm gonna keep going. Wait a minute. Oh, that's why. Okay. I was like, why does that look like crap? Okay. Let's go ahead and set up. So what I like to do for these, just because it's easier, is I can just go to Substance. Can go right here. And I can just import the textures this way because I'm lazy and I don't want to set everything up myself. So LOD 2K albedo. Yeah, we're gonna have to color correct that because it's not gonna match at all. But that's all right. So LOD 0. Did I have that? Yeah, I did. Okay. This one doesn't have a metallic map. And we'll just do a height map. Displacement, 2K displacement. We'll use the, let's use the JPEG. It'll be a little bit easier. Okay, apply. Okay, where's that material I just created? Is it this one? Yes. Graph network. Boulder. Assign existing material. Boulder. You're gonna do ZBrush anatomy study of a human head in some stream in the future? Probably not, because I don't do characters all that much. I'm not a huge fan, but I know both. Jared was doing some stuff with anatomy. I don't know if he still is. He has a couple of streams where you can look at the anatomy stuff he was doing, and then who else does that? Jay Hill does a lot of anatomy stuff, but yeah, I don't really go down that realm. Because I'm not a character artist, and I don't know if I really want to be. Out color. And out color. Base color. Excuse you. Okay. Alright, so now we can start playing with this. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to... This is a trick I like to use. I'm going to smooth that because it's huge. Let's go... Oh, that freaked me out. Maya froze for a second. I was like, wait, no, please. So I'll also block out these horrible plants. So, render, let's go camera 1. Oof. Okay, I'm gonna save real quick. How much have you looked at Substance Designer? I opened it once, made a tile material, and closed it and never opened it again because it was not enjoyable for me. Was not a fan. It's cool software, I just wasn't a massive fan of it. Alright, so what do we got here? Okay, so let's play with our color correction now that we can. So let's do, all right. This is gonna kind of be super dependent on how this wants to work, but let's see. click off of it. Okay, so the lack of resolution on that kind of sucks. So let's put this in the back here. It's not bad. Okay. How did you create the sand? Bifrost? Nope, this is just a texture from Substance Painter using a displacement map. Okay. Alright. So, I like that so far. It's a safe scene. Let's do my favorite / least favorite thing, and we're going to add some fog. So, I'm going to go to our settings here. I'm going to go to Arnold, Environment, just because this never freaking works. All right. It's actually working quite well. Okay. Distance, height, color, ground normal, ground point. So I want as little. Okay, let's do 0.2. Buddy. It's going crazy. Yeah, so it's just displacement. So if you're working in Substance Painter, it's called your height map. But basically what Maya does is it displaces it. So if you take a look at the way this works, so this is what my scene looks like, right? So if I go to perspective here, you can kind of see how this works. So right now, everything's just sitting on a flat ground plane. But if I go and render this, you can see that Maya takes the mesh and then subdivides it and then uses that displacement map to actually pull the mesh out and kind of extract it up. So you can see, like, up close it looks kind of terrible, but once you add some camera blur in there and you actually really set everything up, it looks really nice. All right. Let's see. You know what I really want to do? I don't know if it's a good idea, but I'm going to do it anyway. Let's see. All right, so Control D. Just move this over here. Add one to the foreground a little bit here. This is just kind of a nice way to, like, break it up. So let's see how that renders out. Just adding a little bit more, like, detail in the scene itself. Pretty good, pretty good. Not bad. I'm going to keep tweaking it, but I'm going to go ahead and save this. All right, everybody. That's going to be it for tonight. I do appreciate everybody hanging out with me. It's been a cool night. It's been kind of fun to show you guys the rendering process. Still a couple of things to tweak. You guys will see the final images either tomorrow if I finish it tonight or maybe Monday. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. So if you guys are curious and you want to learn how to make the batteries, the textures for the batteries, there are 3 tutorials on my YouTube. If you've never used Substance Painter, you want to go through those. If you have used Substance Painter, you can skip to tutorial 1 and 2, or 2 and 3, sorry. Yeah, so I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I should be back live again on Monday, so you guys have a good weekend. Be safe, have a good time, try to get some rest if you've been working your butt off this week like most people, and I will see you all live on Monday. So Instagram, you guys are always the first one to go, so you guys have a wonderful night, and I will see you soon. YouTube, you guys are next. Michael, we'll see you later. If you're on Twitch, hang around because we're going to raid out. Got a couple people on here.